I went to MIGA. This is one of the World Bank agencies, the multilateral investment guarantee agency of the World Bank. And we got talking, and they said that a more recent bond that they have is India. India has a very, very broad diaspora, and they floated a diaspora bond, and they were able to get over $5 billion from the diaspora. And in fact, they had to terminate at some point because it was really oversubscribed, and they could do a lot of things with that. So we want to be able to now actualize a Kenyan diaspora bond, because according to the data that MEGA have and according to the statistics I've given you, the Kenyan diaspora is now ripe, because the quantum, the resources available, can now justify a diaspora bond. And this can go either into infrastructure, perhaps the debate we are having around how to develop Jomo Kenyatta Airport and expand it. This could be a candidate where we can mobilize diaspora resources to partner with other private sector resources and actually fund this piece of infrastructure. We could do the same perhaps for key artery roads like the Mau Summit to Malaba border. We can raise infrastructure bonds and direct resources to this area. So let us broaden our engagement and our conversation, because for those who have had the opportunity to travel a lot and see the exposure, let us not continue living in a fool's paradise in Kenya. The truth is that if you went to West Africa today, whether you're landing in Ghana or you're landing in Togo, or you went to Addis, or you went to Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen, their airports have overtaken Jomo Kenyatta Airport. We are spending too much time, and yet others are running. This is just one message that I want to really put into this debate. The numbers aside, but the fact is that we now must invest in a new airport. So we can deal with the numbers, we can deal with the debate, we can have those arguments, but let's not lose focus that we need to actually upgrade our facilities. The other thing that I may want to quickly share with you is that a few days ago, we left the New York conferences and I took a trip to West Virginia at the invitation of some Kenyans, doctors actually, medical experts. And we went to West Virginia, Morgantown, where they have partnered with the University of West Virginia. These Kenyans, with their enterprise called Unigen, have taken over a pharmaceutical setup in West Virginia. And through their expertise, they have started producing a pharmaceutical product for sickle cell disease, which is soluble so that a baby of 9 months old or 5 years or whatever can now have access to sickle cell disease medication, which is very expensive And it's a big killer in this part of the world as well for young people. They rarely go beyond 5 years. Now, these Kenyans have actually invested, and then they have used their brain power, and they have produced this medicine. Amazing. There is a Dr. Charles Otieno. There is a Dr. Wycliffe. There is from Kisii. There is another doctor who is also very well schooled in matters of drug administration, working with the Federal Drug Agency. And they all came together with others. And they're also partnering, I saw, with people from Zimbabwe and other African countries, and they have put this consortium together. And they're now producing medicine which is going to be on the shelves of Kenya by Kenyans in the United States, bringing it here for the region to help people. So it is real that this is now a very critical constituency. We cannot afford to ignore it. Let me touch on another one. What about the diasporans who are involved in peacekeeping? When I went to Namibia, they remember with a lot of fond memories General Opande, because he led the peacekeeping effort there, and he was able to assist them transit from the colonial dilemma of Southern Africa and then through to the election. Now they are independent. And in Namibia, there are a lot of doctors, there are a lot of Kenyans who are helping set up medical schools, medical departments in their universities. Today, we have Kenyans in Haiti. For as long as they are there, they're in the diaspora. They are keeping peace. We have Kenyans, part of the ATMIS in Sudan, in Somalia, working with the Sudanese government, Somalian government. They are there to keep peace. Don't forget, these are Kenyans in the diaspora. So there are multiple angles to what Kenyans in the diaspora can do, working with the rest of the international community. And this is why I just want to emphasize that this is an area that we need to spotlight. And that is why P.S. Njogu was telling you that we want to move a notch higher. We want to make sure that Kenya's foreign policy and diaspora policy does not remain a document which is the preserve of the executive. No. We want Kenyans to own this. We want Kenyans to participate in having a say in where we go. And this is why, for the first time, we are on the road to make sure that for the first time, Kenya's parliament will actually debate a sessional paper covering Kenya's foreign policy and the diaspora policy, so that they can be engaged, they can be involved. We were amazed, but pleasantly so, although it was a rude shock, when the diaspora, the Gen Z were in town, and they said they don't know why a president travels out of the country. That is a very serious statement as to where we have been with our foreign policy, with our engagements. Because the young people want to know, what do you do? Do you just board a plane and disappear? What is it? What is there for the Kenyans in all these foreign and diplomatic engagements? We must answer that question. And to answer that question, it is time the Parliament engaged fully with our foreign policy. What is it all about? What is it all about? Does it get us to incur more debt, or does it help us settle debt? Is it giving us an opportunity to bring in foreign direct investment, or are we chasing away foreign direct investment? What are we doing? Now, these are fundamental questions that must be answered and must be owned by the people of Kenya. And Parliament is the institution that represents the people of Kenya. And therefore, that discourse must be there. And in the process, we shall have broader ownership and understanding of where we want to go as a nation today and in the future, and how to grow our investments. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I should share those few remarks with you. And it is now my pleasant duty to officially launch the strategic plan. Thank you.
Excellency, we are going to have a countdown.